Where are you giving back in life? I was so inspired yesterday getting to stop in and out and speak at the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. They always inspire me, and I'm always thankful to be invited over there to speak. But last night I was waiting for Pastor Ken to get ready to pray with cancer survivors and with those who are fighting, and with families of members who have lost their loved ones. A woman named, I think her name was Christine Verdugo, came up and spoke. She was younger than me by quite a bit. And in the last 10 years, she's had 4 different types of cancer. And twice breast cancer, and then 2 other types of cancer. And just absolutely devastating story as she shared it. And then at one point she stopped and she looked out at the audience and she said, you know, the 3rd cancer I had was thyroid cancer. And I went through a clinical trial that was paid for by experimental money that I couldn't afford. And she said, because of people like you, I'm alive today. They told me that this money came from groups like yours, and that's why I wanted to come out and thank you. I wanted to thank you for being here. And she began to weep. And I couldn't help but think about the value of giving back to our community, wherever it is that you give back. For these people, they've been meeting at the church for the last year, their meetings, and no one begins to understand, except for those who have given back to the community, how much time they've put into this that no one but God has seen. They've been knocking on doors, they've been sending out letters, they've been asking people to volunteer. And because of that, this woman said this: I was able to be a mom for another year. I was able to be with my children. Their children were able to be with their mom. The next speaker got up, and this is what he shared. He shared, you know, for every $1,000 or $100,000, I don't remember what it was, he said we add 2 minutes to someone's life. He said, now imagine for a second, he said, that you could have 2 more minutes. He said, I just wish I could have 2 more minutes with my mom. He said, I would give anything. Having lost her, I think about my mom. My mom would be dead 11 years tomorrow, June 3rd. I remember June 2nd, what a horrible day it was. So hard, so long. But I remember the moment she was gone, even when we were praying that she would slip away, thinking I would pay so much just to have her back for just 2 minutes. And then this is what the speaker said. He said, you may not be able to get your loved one back for 2 minutes, for that last hug, that final, I'm sorry, that final thank you. He said, but you can help someone else have their last 2 minutes. You can help someone else get the 2 minutes with their mom, just like Christine, with their daughter, with their sister. He says, isn't it worth it? That little bit of extra that we do. I came home freezing last night. I got home at like 10:30. I'd worn shorts, no socks. I was freezing. I mean, absolutely freezing. It was windy. It was cold out there. I could see why people were leaving. Debbie said, oh, I'm watching the show on TV. I said, I'm going up climbing into bed. I mean, I passed out immediately. I got up to run this morning and I dressed as if it was 20 degrees outside. And I was thankful I did because it's drizzling on me. And I thought about the people who all night long, they've been out there walking around that path at the Relay for Life. All night long when it's been cold, and they've told themselves, my daughter can't quit having cancer. My mom can't quit having cancer. And they committed to walk so many laps. Pastor Ken, as of yesterday evening, had walked, I think, 20 miles around it. I'm sure every single lap thinking about Amber, who's alive, his daughter. Praise God, is, you know, beating cancer right now. There's a cancer in our world. And the cancer in our world that eats away at our body is not nearly as bad as the cancer in our world that eats away at our souls, where we just serve ourselves. Where we forget about the greater community, the broader fellowship, and the opportunity not to sacrifice, but to serve. The opportunity not to give up one more moment of our own, but to say, you know, I can take these 2 minutes so that someone else can have 2 more minutes. We're a part of a broad community here in America, here around the world, as human beings. And we have the opportunity to either enrich it or to take away from it and say, man, am I glad I got mine. Which are you doing today? I'm thankful to be surrounded by people like I was yesterday who are giving and giving and giving. I would encourage you today just to give of yourself, to share of yourself at the end of your life. People will know this is what they gave for. Today, if I had to have your funeral this week, what would people say about you? What would they say that you surrendered your life for? What would they say that you had given everything for? Where would they say that your faith had been placed? In yourself or in building the broader community, in rebuilding the better world? We have the opportunity. That's why you're amazing. You see, God created you to be the miracle. And if you're not, your family, your friends, your neighborhood, your community, they'll never know the miracle. Come and be the miracle today. Start with me. I'm preaching on faith today. Great message. You can come out and be a part of it. 8:45 or 10:30 at Central Community. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, know that I'm on your team. And I'm so thankful that you're on mine. Whisper a prayer for me today. God bless you.